All right, guys, I'm back. Um, like I was saying, the scenarios that we ran into the last week and a half. So we teach children um, how to how to have an emergency fund, how to be financially prepared when things go bad. So within teaching these lessons to our children and our mentees, we ran across my vehicle. We call her Gertie. My son and wife call her Gertie. Her name is Gertrude. Um, but I've had her for several years now, and dependable car. Drove from Jacksonville, Florida, all the way to California in that car. Wyoming, all the way to Arizona, to Tennessee, Connecticut to Florida. I traveled in that car, and I love that car. But all of the last, I think 2020, we spent a lot of no 2019. We spent a lot of time in New Hampshire and New England area, just all around. We lived in Connecticut, so it just took a lot of salt damage. Um, so this a few weeks ago, about I guess a month ago, the floor, I think it was October or November, the floor on my driver's side fell out, so it turned into a Flintstone car, where my foot can go through the ground, like as I'm driving to the ground. Um, and me and my wife, we had already been discussing. She was getting up in age and up in mileage. She's close to 270,000 miles, but she still runs great. Just a lot of salt damage. And then we found out a few weeks after that, after the floor fell out, that the rust was so bad underneath, it was rusting out the bottom, like my axle and my pretty much the undercarriage of the car is coming loose. So it's so bad, the back tires supposed to sit like this, but they're sitting like this. So I had to stop driving her because the bottom could fall out on the interstate with my children in the car or my family or me. So I had to give her up. Um, so with all that being said, um, we we learned, years ago from my in-laws, you know, how to, to have that emergency fund. We went through the Dave Ramsey program. I learned about Dave Ramsey from my in-laws, and like I had no idea that kind of financial world existed. Like, and it's crazy growing up, the way I did in the area I did, like how this is a whole new world that I knew nothing about. So anyway, learning all this, me and my wife actually, after procrastinating maybe 2 years, we actually just said, forget it. You know what? Let's hunker down. Let's do this. Let's do this, Dave Ramsey, Financial Peace University. We got this. We can do it together. We can do hard things together. So um, we did all that. We didn't do it until 2020, I think. I think that's the year. I don't. It's been a while, but anyway, um, I know we did it maybe a few years, 2020, I believe, but we started doing the program, and it was hard. It was hard, like it was tough, but we got through it. We sacrificed. I mean, we sacrificed for a short period of time on a budget and living off less than what we make. So fast forward all the way to now, to December 30th, 2022. Um, Sorry, I ramble. We lost a car, and then our water pipes burst over this last little freeze we just had a few about a about a about a week ago, about 5 days ago. About 5 days ago, pipes burst in my daughter's room, uh, and flooded her room. So of course we were out of water. Then we had no water for a few days, and then when the water did come back on, there was a boil advisory. So a total of about 4 or 5 days with no actual drinking water, but in the house. But we had like bottles of water. But anyway, we had prepared with an emergency fund. We knew that eventually something was going to happen, and when it did, which is the pipes burst, we had no water. Me and my wife, we had so many options. It was crazy because we had options because we had money, because we had the finances in our emergency fund to go. Okay, let's get it. We thought about getting a hotel room for a week or 2 or 3 weeks or a month, and it was getting a hotel for a month just so we can have running water was not a concern, not at all. Other than we were in the middle of cooking Christmas dinner, and we wanted to invite people over, and then when the water went out on the 24th, yeah, we were stuck with food and stuff we needed water for. So, we prepared. We had bought some bottles of water, some cases of water, and I got up early, went to Home Depot, and bought a 4 or 5 gallon drums of water. But that emergency fund gave us so many options, and we didn't have to choose, or we didn't have to make a immediate emergency choice to leave the house or go stay with someone else. Like we had choices because of that emergency fund. And now we chose. My wife chose because I told her it was either or. I want a hotel so we can have some running water, or we can go grab some water from the store and stock up a little more. So she was like, let's stock up a little more on some water and see how long it takes, because we're renting. So the company that manages us, Mid South Home Rentals, they did an amazing job. I called them on Christmas Eve. They called me right back within like 20 minutes, asked what was wrong, got the information, contacted the plumber. They did everything within like 3 days. And that was Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, the day after Christmas, which was Monday, which everybody actually observed. If you work, observed Monday for that Christmas Day. But I mean, by Tuesday, we had water, and then even when we had water, now it's a boil advisory for the city of Memphis under MHNW. So now we got water, but we can't drink it. They said boil it, but you can't boil brown out of water. You can't boil water to get it purified enough to where it's safe for me and my family to drink. So we was like, nah. We lived off of the 5 gallon things of water. We just basic stuff, flush toilets, washed a few clothes, run the dishwasher, stuff like that. So that's what we did. But with all that being said, we had that emergency fund helped, and that's what we teach. We coach families. We coach friends. Um, we got a young woman, a single mom now we're coaching, and she's crushing it. And I told her, like, it's, we are here because we know how hard it is. We've been through it, lived through it. It hurt, but it got better, a lot better. So, this financial peace program that we're teaching children, we put our children through it. Our child, we put our 11-year-old son through it. And as my daughter, she's like 15, she'll be 15 months in a few days. As she gets older, we're going to teach her, probably about as early as we can, about 3 years old, how to do the Dave Ramsey things, and how to budget, and how to spend, save, and give. So we're going to teach her those things because she see her brother doing them and she wants to do them. She see the mentees that come over, and we find work for them around the house and in the yard. We pay them for you know providing a service to us. Um, so those things, they changed my life. Dave Ramsey's program, the financial literacy that I have so far, it came from wanting to do more financially, wanting to save more, wanting to be able to budget more, wanting to just see how deep the rabbit hole goes. And me, I tend to, when I get locked onto something, I kind of like hone in on it. So, we started JT's, vending service just to try to get this information out there to other children, other parents who may not have time to teach their children financial literacy or may not know much about it. That's where we come in. I enjoy teaching children about financial literacy because I know it's one of the main things that will help guide them in making better decisions and better choices. Because if they can understand how the world really works, and they can understand how money works on a basic level, then they're less apt to go out there and get into trouble over money, so to speak, committing crimes as far as like robbing people for $20, $30 or stealing shoes or, just any kind of petty crime, petty theft, we think can ultimately be, kind of reduced if we can get that financial literacy out there. Because I guarantee you, the the children that we interact with, or the parents and people that we know that have put their children through these financial courses, you don't see them out there running around acting crazy. You just don't. They have more finances to focus on. They have something to focus on versus not having anything to focus on, and you just run around trying to figure out what to do. Because that was me at one point when I was younger. Yeah, I was bad. Just running around. I knew how to work. My father taught me how to work, but I just, you know, uh, my mind was on other things and trying to do other stuff that was unnecessary, completely unnecessary. And that YOLO lifestyle, that's for the birds. So, with all that being said, guys, appreciate you listening to me rant. Those are the few events that happened in my life, my family's life recently. The water pipe bursting, no water for several days, and car breaking down. We got another car, but again, got a new we got a new car without skipping a beat. We actually waited. We actually waited maybe a month. Yeah, maybe a month because I was trying to see how long that we could go with one car. Like how long until I got uncomfortable to like, all right, I'm finna go get another car. I can't stand this. Um, it took about a month and a half. Because we were fine financially. We were fine. I just didn't want to pay those freaking astronomical prices for a used car. So I was just trying to give it some time to let some prices go down. And I was shopping online and trying to get low mileage and stuff. So I was able to take my time and shop for a car because we had an emergency fund. It wasn't like, oh, I need to hear him get some. I need to hear him pay something. No, no, I got an emergency fund. I'll get a car when I need it and when it's convenient for me. Got the car and then got to get in the car. The pipes burst, room flooded. Didn't even have to use. We called a renter's insurance, but it didn't really damage much. Stuff we can't go to Target. My wife would go get again. But again, everything came into play like all around the same time. I had to take off work, so my income was lowered uh, quite a bit because I used my vacation days, and then I also used all my vacation days plus like no zero paid days I wouldn't get paid for. But I had an emergency, which I had to try to make sure my family was taken care of because we had no water, and we had to try to get people out to fix the pipe, um, fix the wall, try to get some of that water before mold set in. Um, so we just kind of run around just busy. But guys, if you like the video, uh, if you appreciate what we're trying to do at JT's Vending Services LLC, please show your support. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to our channel. We have more videos coming soon. Got some stuff to get out the way. Oh, my bookshelf behind me. Um, the Accurate Wage. That's one of the board games, like I mentioned earlier, that the children will be playing in a group setting, four to eight, in a group setting. And the few books that I enjoy reading, The Wealth Choice by Dennis Kimbrough, and I also like to read. I like to read books, confrontational books, books that I don't agree with, but I like to see. I like to read things that I don't agree with to make sure that what I honestly believe in my family values are solid. If you can see, I have Mein Kampf by Adolf. And I have We love to bake. My wife loves to bake. I can't bake. Um, we have 365-day devotional. We have our Bible. We just, we have the dog list. We have a bunch of books that we just enjoy reading. Oh, I have the Norse mythology. That book's pretty cool because I love like Thor and Greek mythology and all of that stuff. Yeah. Um, and then we have some French books at the top, and um, we have books on investing and day trading, and I tried my hand at that. It was okay. It was fun and exciting and knowledgeable, like about just the how the currency worked and they in forex trading. That was pretty cool. Um, I took some courses in Manhattan on forex trading. It was only like an 8 week course, but it was pretty cool in Manhattan. So, other than that, guys, like I said, if you like the video, subscribe, hit the thumbs up button. We appreciate it for you guys checking us out. Um, leave any comments you have in the comment section. We'll get back to it. Other than that, guys, au revoir, a bientôt. See you soon.